Good morning students. Today we will start the topic noise in amplitude modulation system. This is the block diagram for a receiving system for an amplitude modulated signal. Basically this is a super heterodyne receiver. The receiver remains same for AM, FM, etc. But the content of the block diagram changes for different modulation scheme. For example, if I am using a double sideband with carrier, in the demodulator block diagram, the demodulator is a envelope detector. But if it is a double sideband with suppressed carrier or single sideband suppressed carrier, the demodulator is a synchronous detector. Similarly, the changes occurs in the IF carrier filter band. For double sideband with carrier, the band is twice of FM or twice of modulating signal frequency. But for single sideband suppressed carrier, it is FM. So, but the basic block diagram remain same. So here the input to this receiver is the transmitted modulated signal, that is modulated RF carrier plus noise. This noise occurs due to the channel. The signal has been transmitted through a long distance. In the channel it has got some noise, and due to the traveling of the signal it is get attenuated in the channel. That's why in the first step we have to increase the signal strength by a RF amplifier, that means radio frequency amplifier, and this is called a super heterodyne receiver. Why it is called super heterodyne? Super heterodyne means heterodyning. Heterodyning means mixing. So why the mixing is required? We want to operate this demodulator at a constant frequency. Whatever the signal, the frequency coming will convert to a constant frequency, so that the remaining blocks operation is same. So we have to mix it. Suppose the signal frequency is coming, Fs is 1000 kHz, and we have a mixer here. We have constant intermediate frequency of 455 kHz. So what should the frequency at the local oscillator I should generate? The net of this Fs and F0 is 455 kHz. We have a formula that intermediate frequency Fi equal to F0 minus Fs. F0 equal to Fi plus Fs. So Fi equal to 455 kHz and Fs is 1000 kHz. So the required frequency generation at local oscillator is 1455 kHz. So here we have a tuning circuit. I can tuning the capacitor and inductance value so that I can generate 455 kHz signal, so that the net intermediate frequency is 455 kHz. Suppose a signal is coming 1200 kHz. So what should I generate here to get this 455 kHz? I should generate 1200 plus 455, that is 1655 kHz. So I have basically in the local oscillator we have a capacitor, which we know that the capacitance value is C equal to epsilon A by D. That means when you have seen your radio that we have a tuning switch. When you rotate that switch, the distance between two parallel plates D changes. If D changes, if D increase or decrease, the C increase or decrease, and frequency is 1 by 2 pi root over of LC. If C changes, the resonant frequency changes. So the rotation of knob, tuning knob, we can change the frequency. So depending upon the signal coming, we can fine tune the local oscillator frequency, so that here we will get 455 kHz. That is called the intermediate frequency. Now this intermediate frequency this signal should be amplified by a IF amplifier. Why there are two amplifiers here? You can say one amplifier can solve the purpose, but in your analog electronic circuit you have studied that the frequency response of BJT, that a particular amplifier has particular range of frequency it can amplify. So for RF stage, this amplifier is best. For amplifying the IF frequency, this amplifier is the best. So we have separate amplifiers. Now the output of this IF amplifier is a amplitude modulated signal with a carrier frequency of 455 kHz. That means 455 kHz plus minus FM, the frequency range. Now we treat this as modulated IF carrier power. The power is SI. Input power is SI. And we have a noise introduced in the RF amplifier as well as in the IF amplifier. We assume that this noise is white Gaussian noise with two sides of power spectral density eta by 2. Then this IF carrier filter role is to remove the noise portion and allows the signal. Then this demodulator demodulates this modulated signal. This demodulator for a double sideband suppressed carrier is a synchronous detector. For a double sideband with carrier, it is a envelope detector. Then it is passed through a baseband filter, which is a low pass filter, which filters out the original baseband signal. We are telling that this power, the output power is S0, and whatever the noise power, that is N0. Now the detailed mathematical analysis we can done by another figure block diagram. Here we have started after the carrier filter portion. You can see here only we have shown after the carrier filter whatever the portion, we have just started from that. Here we have assumed this is we are doing the signal to noise calculation of single sideband suppressed carrier. We assume that here we have taken the USP, upper sideband, we have done the upper sideband modulation. So the input signal is A cos 2 pi fc plus fmt, and we know that the signal, for a sinusoidal signal, the power is amplitude square by 2. That's why the amplitude power is A square by 2. Then it is passed through a carrier filter. We know that that filter removes the noise. Then the signal we have got is S. Then at the mixer, a signal, a synchronous detector, the signal of same frequency is multiplied. A cos 2 pi fct, that is the same, it is synchronous with the carrier frequency fc. Now this S1 of t and this cos 2 pi fct are multiplied by this multiplier. Now see the mathematical analysis, how we got the output from the multiplier. The signal Si of t is A cos 2 pi fc plus fmt. Now you multiply this to get the S2 of t. We have to multiply this Si of t into cos 2 pi fct. This Si is A cos 2 pi fc plus fmt into cos 2 pi fct. Now you divide 2 and multiply 2. This is cos 2 pi fc plus fmt into cos 2 pi fct. Assume this is alpha, assume this is beta. So this is 2 cos alpha into cos beta is A by 2. 2 cos alpha into cos beta is cos alpha plus beta. This is fc plus fm plus fc. So cos 2 pi 2 fc plus fmt cos alpha plus beta into cos alpha minus beta. This is alpha minus beta. This fc cancels. Cos 2 pi fmt. Now this is the output S2. This is the output S2. Now this is passed through a baseband filter. This baseband filter is a low pass filter which has a spectrum filter spectrum like this. So it only allows the frequency minus FM to plus FM. So only this portion is filtered out. The output S0 is now A by 2 cos 2 pi FMT. Now the signal power is, the power at the output is now amplitude square by 2, that is A square by 4 by 2 is A square by 8. Now if you calculate the signal at the input is SI is the signal at the input is A cos 2 pi FC plus FMT. You can see the SI is A cos 2 pi FC plus FMT. Now you calculate its power. The power you denote this as small si, the power as capital Si, is the power is A square by 2. Now power at output is now A square by 8. Now Si by S0 equal to A square by 2 by A square by 8. This is A square by 2 into 8 by A square. So A square cancel, this is 4. So now we can say Si by S0 equal to 4 or S0 by Si equal to 1 by 4. Let's say this is equation 1. Now we'll calculate the now we'll start the calculation of noise power. As you have seen, the output power has been, output to input ratio is 1 by 4. Similarly, if you see for the noise portion, you can, this was, we are calculating the signal power. Now for the calculation of noise, the power spectral density of noise here is Gn1, and after the multiplication the power spectral density of noise is Gn2. Now we will only discuss the noise portion. You can see the noise before the IF filter has a power spectral density of eta by 2. Now you have seen that the signal power has been 1 by 4th. After the mixture, the signal has been 1 by 4th. Similarly, the noise power Gn1, the Gn1 you can see before the multiplier, the Gn1 was eta by 2. After the multiplier, the PST is Gn2. As the signal has been decreased by 1 by 4th amount, similarly the noise will be decreased by a factor of 1 by 4. So the power spectral density was eta by 2, now it is eta by 8. After that, this Gn2 has been passed through a baseband filter. The output is Gn0. So Gn0 will, these two portions are removed. The baseband filter only keeps this term. So this is the output of this baseband filter. To get the power, we have to find the area under the curve. To find the area under the curve of this GNO, that means power spectral density curve. So here area is, this is rectangle, the area is length into width, the height, here the length is 2 fm, the length is 2 fm, the width is eta by 2, eta by 8. If you multiply these two, this is eta fm by 4. So now the noise power is eta fm by 4. Now from this equation 1, S0 equal to Si by 4. If we multiply Si here, Si by 4, let's say give this equation 2 and give this equation 3. Now dividing equation 2 by 3, S, that is S0 by N0. Now S0 by N0 is Si by 4 by eta fm by 4. This 4 cancels. So this is SI by eta FM. So signal to noise ratio equal to SI by eta FM. Now this eta FM we can denote by another notation SI by NM, which is we assume that this is the noise power at the input, at the noise power at the baseband frequency. That means at the baseband the power spectral density, at the input the power spectral density is eta by 2 and the area is twice of FM. So if you cancel these two, it is eta FM. So we denote NM as the noise power at the input. So S0 by N0 equal to SI by NM. This is the output signal power. This S0 by N0 is the signal to noise ratio at the input, at the output. This is the signal to noise ratio at the output. This is the signal to noise ratio at the input. So we have a term called figure of merit. This figure of merit is defined as output SNR by input SNR. Figure of merit is output SNR by input SNR. That means here output SNR by input SNR, this is the output SNR by input SNR. We denote this as gamma. Figure of merit, we denote this as gamma. Gamma is S0 by N0 by SI by NM, which is 1. So for a single sideband suppressed carrier, thus it is proved that the figure of merit gamma equal to output SNR by input SNR. That means this is S0 by N0 by SI by NM. If you divide this side, gamma equal to 1. Hence it is proved that for a single sideband suppressed carrier, your figure of merit is 1. Thank you.